Accordion Cafe here. Today we're going to be stripping down this Kirby Generation 4 upright. So first of all we'll remove the bag, press the top down, slips out there, and the bottom half. We'll remove the front piece, turn that to the left to release the tension on the belt, turn it over that way, and this is straight off. So, when we've taken the very front agitator housing off our Kirby, because your belt's gone broken, we turn this round and we'll have a look inside here. And what you will see, if your belt is broken, you won't see the belt on the hook there. I'll just get some light in there so you can see it. Now you can see where the belt is on this, because this belt has not broken. And of course, as you turn the front, the square on the front, when you turn it clockwise to drop it on to the hook, that will go on to the pulley on the motor shaft, but we've got it raised at the moment. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to remove the agitator brushes on the front here. You just move these to the unlock position, and this one here to the unlock position. Then this hasn't been off for some time. There's a little lip on here which hooks in on the front there. Okay, now when you remove this agitator here, pull it like that, because your belt will be broken, won't it? Now when you remove it, you'll notice that these end pieces have all got notches in them. Make sure that if you're using it, depends on the wear on the carpet, because these are offset, so the brush roller can be lower or higher, because these squares give it at a different depth. So make sure you've got the same number of notches showing on each end. So if you've got 3 notches on that end, when you put it back in, make sure that you have 3 notches on this end showing, and they're both going like that then. Okay, of course when you get your replacement belt, you put it on there, keep the same number of notches showing. So we'll put it on number 3, because that's what it's on. And this pushes back into the 2 slots like that, and that. Push that down there, push it home, and the belt is then picked up by the hook, which will turn that round to the on position. Push our belt in there, then start to turn the hook anti-clockwise, of course, front, and it will pick up the belt just like magic. And there we are, and you can see the belt has rehooked itself on, and there we are. Now we'll just move the handle out of the way, pressing the button there and lift the handle out. Just lay that by the side for now. And now on this part here, there is a Phillips screw here and a Phillips screw there on this one. So I'll just take these screws out. And this screw here. Now a chap said to me, he left a comment, and he said, when are you going to get an electric screwdriver? Well, I've got one. But the set of bits I bought are torque, and I haven't got any Phillips ones at the moment, not that fit the AEG one. So there we are. Anyway, let's get on with the job. So now we need to remove this plate here, and you just put a bit of a screwdriver in there and lift it up. Now when you get to that far up, you have to pull it back slightly. Don't go yanking it right up, because if you do that, you'll break those tabs off on there. Okay, so that's that part off. When you're taking these apart, do keep your parts carefully. Put them in a jar, okay, and you won't lose your screws. And now we're going to remove the handle and the mains lead from here. And this one, there's a bit of dust on there. So we'll just remove this screw here. It's a Torx driver, this one is. I do have the Torx bits, but it's I haven't got the extension for it yet. Matter of fact, I duplicated them in my haste. I need a screwdriver just to lever in this part here. Just to lever that out a bit in between the case and this. So just push on that and it will come out. I'm trying to keep it so that you can see what I'm doing here. That cover comes off there. There we are, there's your cover. Put the screw in the jar. Put that on our parts bench over there. And now you can see where the mains lead pulls out. And that's our handle completely separate. So now we're going to remove the top part of the body, which is a Phillips screw. If these are really tight, I would advise you to put some freeing oil in them, because you don't want to go breaking them off. That's that one there and this one here now. These are not too bad, considering how long it's been since it's been serviced. It's not bad, because there's a lot of muck on this. Now there's two at the back here which we want to remove here. Better. Screws in the jar, and now we'll lift the cover off, and there it is. That goes onto our parts line-up. Now we'll just swing the camera around. This may be a useful bit of thing for you. You can see the way the parts are lining up on the shelf there. Disassembly was starting from the left to the right, and when you come into reassemble, then you can go from the right to the left. That was just an example anyway. So now we'll get back to the job in hand. Next one is that we take off the fan housing. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 screws, 5 screws. This screw is a bit tight, so I'm using an impact driver to bring it out. So there's one, and that screw is the one which has got the chamfered edges on it, in that one there. This is an impact driver. That rattling is not the Torx bit jumping, that's inside the driver. So it's an impact driver to loosen tight screws. So just prise this off gently, does it? And there he is. Here he comes. You can see the sealant breaking free. And there we are. You can see where the sealant goes on this, all the way around here. That shoes coming down, and around there. Then you put it back. You must put that sealant on when you reassemble it, otherwise it won't perform. You'll lose suction. There we are, and this is one of the switches which is in series. It's a safety feature to stop it being used if anything is not where it should be. If you want to replace the fan, what you need to get is a small, quite thin blade screwdriver, poke it through there. Hold that like that. Now these pulleys for your drive belt on your agitator are a left-hand thread. Okay, so to undo it, you have to turn it to the right. Now, if you put that screwdriver through there, hold the blade with, if I can do this so that I can show the camera, hold the blade tight like that, and then we're going to turn this to the right. Okay, so hold on that, hold the blade, spread your fingers out across the blade, not on one blade, and turn it to the right, and there we are, it comes off. You can put a spanner in the back end, but we'll come to that later. And there we are, so right-handed thread, turn it to the right, and there we have your pulley off. Next comes off is a washer, then the plastic fan, slight heave ho, not too bad though, but a lot worse than that. Then after the fan, nylon spacer there, then we have a seal that stops the dust getting into the motor bearing, and you can see by this which way it goes on. Well, that's the best focus I can give you on this for now, so you can see which way it goes on anyway. So we're going to put that back in place for now. Then our nylon washer, then our fan, then a steel washer, and to do this up, remember you've got to turn this to the left because it's a left-handed thread, and we'll just put that on this snug fit for now. And that's how we replace the fan. What to look for on the fan is big pieces missing out of it. Now this fan doesn't look too bad. It's got one or two little bites out of it, but nothing to worry us at the moment. I would probably, if I was doing a full service on this, I probably would replace this fan because it's got some little chips in it, and if you do a service on something, you want it done to the best you can anyway. Now we'll remove this on-off switch here. Just pull this off on that, and remove this bar here on the side and the bottom of the switch like that. So let's continue, and we'll take the drive unit out. I've just taken the first screw out of there, and we'll pop that in our jar. And we'll leave that screw in there for now. I'll turn that back over. From the housing, it'll soon drop out the bottom once we've just released the drive belt off the motor drive there. There's a fiddle with this so it does come out eventually. And there's the drive unit, and when you put it back in, try and make sure that lever's up there, and this part here, that link there goes onto that part there, slots in there. Okay, and your belt here goes over the drive there. Well, I'm going to leave it at this section now, so there we are. I think we'll just call this section how to replace the fan and the drive unit and the brush agitator in the head and the belt, and we'll leave it at that for now, and in the next video we'll go a little bit further, and we'll also reassemble it as well.